Good evening and welcome to the class. And today, after a long time, 2, 3, 4 days, we are going to discuss a very current topic, debatable also, NPR, National Population Register. Population Register. It is NPR, called as NPR. The Union Cabinet of the Government of India has approved the updation of NPR. Please be attentive. Updation of NPR. National Population Register is going to be updated. And if it is updation, it means that there is already a NPR existing, okay? But after the issues of CAA, Citizenship Amendment Act, and the issues of NRC, there is a lot of controversy in the country and several protests and other type of activities are going on in the country, and in between the government has finalized and approved the updation of NPR. And what are the issues involved in NPR and what the facts and figures are here in this topic we are just going to discuss. So the first of all, what we need is what it is, means what is NPR. So according to the Ministry of Home Affairs of Government of India, NPR is a list of, please be careful with the words, list of usual residents of India. And this term is very important. Usual residents of India means usual residents of the country. Okay? It means that we must know what is or who is and who will be considered as the usual resident of the country. Usual resident has also been defined by the Ministry of Home Affairs, and it is defined as a usual, and as well as it is also defined in the Citizenship Amendment Rules 2003. We will discuss later about this provisions of the legal provisions or the constitutional provisions. So usual residents are those who are living for the last 6 months in a locality. Okay, first thing, who are the usual residents? Who are the people who are living or residing, okay, in a particular locality throughout the territory of the country, okay, or having intention to reside for the next 6 months. Either they are residing or they are having an intention to reside in a particular locality for the next 6 months, then they will be considered as the usual residents under this NPR. Okay? So it is very clear with this definition of usual resident that any individual who is living or residing anywhere in the country, for example, the students, if you have shifted from your native place to any other place for the studies, for your preparation, then if you are residing there in that particular place, for example in Delhi, so if you are residing in Delhi from the last 6 months, then your name will come in this NPR as the usual resident of Delhi. Similarly, if you are just to reach Delhi and you want to be here for the next 6 months or for the 1 year, then your name will come in this NPR. Similarly, if any foreigner is here in India, in the country, and is residing for the last 6 months or is having an intention to reside here for the next 6 months, then also his or her name will be here in this, registered in the NPR. Okay? So, it is mandatory for every resident to register himself or herself in NPR. Now, on what basis the NPR is going to be prepared or was prepared? Because as I have told you that the cabinet has approved the updation. It means that there is NPR and that is going to be updated with new efforts by the government. So, on what basis the NPR was prepared and is going to be updated? So, the NPR was prepared on the legal basis of Citizenship Act of 1955. Citizenship Act. Citizenship Act 1955 as well as citizenship registration of names, registration of citizens कह लीजिए इसको, registration of citizens and issue of national identity card rules 2003. It means that for the registration of citizens, okay, the rules were framed in 2003 itself under the Citizenship Act of 1955. Okay, so remember, in NPR it is mandatory to register himself or herself whether he is resident of, whether he is a citizen of India or someone else outsider and residing in any particular locality. Okay, so when this rule was framed in 2003, it means that there would have been some particular development before this time. And the second thing, as we know that the government is going to update the NPR, it means that there was NPR existing already. Okay, so what is the background? The background is that in the government, the UPA government, in 2009, UPA government in 2009 when Mr. P. Chidambaram was the Home Minister of the country, he just pushed it ahead of the UIDAI, means Aadhaar. He proposed that NPR will be more convenient for the transfer of direct benefits to the beneficiaries' accounts. But it was not very much emphasized. Then also the government or the Home Ministry was always pushing under the Home Ministerialship of Mr. P. Chidambaram. Okay, it was pushing that NPR should be recorded. Okay, and when it was pushed by him, then it was suggested that it should be recorded through household census. Back then, the NPR data was collected in 2010 along with the house listing phase of census. It means that during the 2011, or you can say the census for the 2011, when that process was going on, the NPR data or the data related with NPR were also collected, and that has been digitalized also, and the digitalization of all the data is completed now. Okay, but it was not continued after the government of Bharatiya Janata Party, as Bharatiya Janata Party government in 2014 considered that it will be more convenient for the direct benefit transfer to complete the task of the Aadhaar card or UIDAI. So the government emphasized on the Aadhaar only, and Aadhaar were linked for all the direct benefit transfers to the beneficiaries. But again in 2016, government put its reach on NPR, and thereafter Registrar General of India was asked to initiate this program. So finally the review and the updation task will be started from April 2020 and it will complete in September 2020. Okay? But the issue is why there are some controversies. So as far as the controversies related with the NPR are concerned, we have discussed some controversies related with NRC and CAA in the previous lecture of citizenship and refugee and illegal migrants. So those who want to understand well what are the controversies related with this NPR also, then they should watch those two lectures, then they'll get a very clear-cut idea related with all the issues of NPR, NRC and CAA. But here the fresh objections for NPR are based on the anxiety due to the NRC. those who are opposing this updation of NPR, they are saying that when once the NPR will be completed, then it will facilitate to NRC. And it is also very clear that if in NPR for each and every individual it is necessary or it will be necessary to register if he or she is residing for the last 6 months or is intended to stay or reside within the territory of India for the next 6 months. So, what will happen? Each and every individual residing in the territory of India will be registered under the NPR. So, it is but obvious that it will be very easier to identify who are the Indian citizens and who are the outsiders. But here, one thing is very important, that the government is saying that under the NPR there will be no need of any type of document. It will be conducted in conjunction with the house listing phase. Okay, so what will happen, as it was done in 2010 during the census exercise for 2011, it is going to happen in the same manner as the Ministry of Home Affairs have mentioned. So it will be in conjunction with house listing phase under the RGI. Okay, but the data which are being collected for the NPR, that data is very vast in comparison to the census. This is also making a chaos or a kind of fear factor among the people who are not Indians. And there are some opposition, a lot of opposition I would like to say, protests and all happening throughout the country by the India's people only. Then why it is being done? And I'm sorry, I can't say something. So, okay, so the data which is being collected is of two types. The data is of two types: demographic and biometric. Biometric data will be based on the Aadhaar only, so there will not be any new thing needed for the biometric data, and this is the reason why it is being said by the Minister of Home Affairs that we will not need any biometric data, because biometric data will be based on the Aadhaar itself. Secondly, the demographic data is collected, as we know also, the demographic data is collected for the census also, but there are several new informations being asked by the officials. Okay, that is why there are some apprehensions among the people. Okay, now the demographic data is of 15 categories. There are 15 categories: name, place of birth, profession, business, education, etc. There are 15 categories. Okay, and the test run which is being done by the RGI, means the Registrar General of India, means that is the authority which is conducting this NPR as a pilot project. As a pilot project, the updation of NPR is already started in 1200 villages and 40 towns and cities. 1200 villages and 40 towns and cities. The NPR data is being collected, or the exercise of NPR is going on. Okay, and this is being done through 5,218 enumerating blocks. Enumerate karna, you know that, the calculate, गणना करने वाला. Okay. One more very important thing is that this NPR will not be applied in Assam. As we know that in Assam there is already a very clear-cut NRC exercise, and that is why it is not going to be conducted in Assam. So these all are the informations related with NPR. And finally, if I would say something about the controversies, then I would like to say that every country, almost all the developed countries of the world are having a particular citizen register, and it is beneficial for several aspects of a country: security purpose, as well as identification, controlling the crime, controlling the organized crime, controlling the human trafficking. A lot of things are there that can be tackled in coming future. So the NPR is not, again I would like to say, is not against the law, against the constitution. So this is happening and will happen, and people who are apprehensive, they should not be apprehensive. They should take part very very enthusiastically in this exercise of the government, because it is finally it is going to be beneficial for the people, for the citizens, as well as for the country. Though there is another apprehension related with the data which are being collected for this NPR. The people are saying that the privacy will be hampered, and that is against the right to privacy of individuals. So my dear friends, again I would like to tell you here that right to privacy, yes, right to privacy is good, and right to privacy is a big issue for the right to life also. But here I would like to tell you that this NPR is not going to be held unconstitutional, invalid on any ground of legality, because there is nothing, it has nothing to do with our private rights. Okay, our informations will be open, like how much we are earning, what we are doing, whether we are criminals or not. All those informations will be there. So what will be beneficial for the society? Okay, so do not worry about this. Okay, and do not involve in any kind of debate and controversy which is going to, or which is being said by anyone like this. It is illegal, it is illegality, it is legal. I have told you that, and it is constitutional also. There is nothing unconstitutional. So for this, only this is the discussion for NPR. Thank you. अभी थोड़ी देर में हम लोग मिलते हैं again with a new topic, that is G20 brown to green. Thank you.